Hello and welcome to On Point. I'm David Reyes. The social media platform TikTok is mostly a place for fun, an app filled with short videos of pranks, stunts, and jokes. But some entrepreneurs have also found TikTok to be a good place to do business. We'll hear today from a few business owners, including the founders of Nectar Hard Seltzer. They run their business making Asian-inspired hard seltzer out of this garage. They say they struggled at first to convince liquor stores to sell their drinks. But that changed after a TikTok they made went viral. They say that the video kickstarted their business. They're now selling in around 650 stores. TikTok is available in over 150 countries and has over 1 billion users, and has been downloaded over 200 million times in the United States alone. With so many people using TikTok, chances of viewers being potential customers are very high. So how much has TikTok changed the lives of entrepreneurs? How much were they making before and after they started posting? And how does TikTok compare to other popular social media platforms like Instagram or Facebook as a place to do business? On Point Sophie Bredahl has more.
Thank you, David. Yes, I'm here at CSUN, but on Zoom I have 3 guests with me. We're going to talk about how TikTok made it possible for them to sell their products. With us today is Jeremy Kim. You own a seltzer company called Nectar, founded in 2020, and you're based here in LA and working out of your house and garage. And Mason Mannon and Hayden Rankin, you own the company Nice Shirt Thanks, also founded during the pandemic. It started as a joke, but now because of TikTok, you have a real company. Thank you all for coming.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
So, Mason and Hayden, how did a joke become a company?
In its origin, I was stuck at school right when COVID had hit. And so being quarantined back to back, I had a lot of time on my hands. And I got pretty bored enough to the point where I wrote this business plan and sent it over to Mason and said, hey, what do you think? And we constantly began refining this idea. And Mason started building out a website to where we wanted to combine comedy as well as art and see if we could monetize that in some goofy way. And the idea of Nice Shirt Thanks was born, where customers would send us an idea of what they want on a shirt and we would customize it and send it back. I said, all right, I write the business plan, you carry out the day-to-day tasks. But right when we started it, because of our first ad getting about 1.4 million views, we were off to the races and quickly had to bring on our friends and families. So we weren't really expecting it to be too big, kind of just expecting hopefully 2 to 3 sales per day, but we had originally sold out in our first 8 hours. And so just this goofy idea, we found that, hey, people actually enjoy this. And so we've been running ever since.
Because of a video you posted on TikTok?
Correct. Yep.
Correct. Okay. Amazing. That's pretty impressive. And Jeremy, you and your 2 partners came up with the idea for this seltzer brand with Asian flavors in 2019. But as most, or as a lot of small businesses, you kind of hit a wall getting it started and getting off your feet. Can you tell us how TikTok also helped you guys out?
Yeah, kind of in a similar, unlike any other business, right? Alcohol is super, super difficult. There's all kinds of laws. Even if you have a product, you have to go through certain channels that vary from state to state. Unlike, like a t-shirt business or whatever you guys created, you were able to sell it right out your doorstep the minute that you had a customer. And we had to go through all these kind of channels, whether it's through distributors or stores, and you have to get certain licenses, and it's just a huge mess. But yeah, basically at that point, we'd survived the beatdown that was COVID, dishonest co-packers, supply chain issues, all the problems that you could imagine. And when we had our first box, California is the one state where you're allowed to go sell directly to a store. Other states, you have to sell directly to a distributor. But yeah, we went to 200 stores. Everybody said no. And at that point, I just decided to turn to TikTok because I was watching kids sing on their bedroom floor, go viral overnight, then sign a $500,000 record deal 3 months later. So I was like, there's something special about this app. And so at that point, throughout that entire year of 2019 to the end of 2020, I was filming everything that was going on, and I didn't really know what to do with the footage. So we put together a video, and we put our phone number at the end of the video because all we wanted to know was, does anybody want this drink, or did we miss on this idea? And just to reiterate, the difference of our hard seltzer is, we have Asian flavors. Everybody else was doing grapefruit, lime, mango over and over and over again. And we have Asian pear, lychee, yuzu, mandarin, flavors that I grew up loving. And then on top of that, we don't have that weird aftertaste that a lot of like every other big brand has. So posted that video and we got super lucky. Went not as viral as theirs, 300,000 views in 3 days, but that was enough to get enough customers to convince a store to carry us for the first time.
Awesome. Thank you all for that introduction. And we've also spoken to social and content director at the GCMG agency, Coral Dayan, and she gave us some insight from more of a marketing company's perspective. So I'll play you what she had to say.
Yes, TikTok is all about kind of going viral, but if you're consistent with using the trends, certain audio, certain topics and ideas and hashtags, and you're on top of it and getting it while it is trending, then you're going to be able to be boosting your engagement, your followers.
So she's also talking about going viral like you guys did, and this algorithm that is kind of known for being really strong compared to other platforms. How are you keeping up with it? Like what kind of challenges do you face, like living up to that first initial video?
Although TikTok is a very platform to get a kickstart in your business, the hard part of it is keeping consistent with that. I think it's one of those apps that is harder to keep consistency other than like Instagram, where the more following you gain, the more consistent engagement you get. Like you can get a viral video one day and a video that gets not even 100 views. So it's constantly figuring out what works, what doesn't work, and finding that niche that you're in and continue to post the niche while they're exploring other avenues in it and keeping with the trends.
Yeah, Jeremy, do you agree? Like people talk a lot about these trends. You have to like jump on and make these funny videos.
Yeah, I guess the biggest piece though is what he mentioned, is keeping it relatable to your product. So for example, if there is a trend, I can't really think one off the top of my head, but it's like then I have to take that trend and think about how do I use nectar, how do I use Asian flavors, how do I use hard seltzer, or the things that people are thinking around this product into that trend, and hopefully that works. But the other difficult thing is, like, if you really look back at the videos that went viral for us, there were storytelling videos where I would use B-roll from all the situations that we were in and tell stories over it. And then they were just extremely hard to make and very time consuming. Back then, you could post a video, 2 or 3 times a week. And as long as it was good and whatnot, it would go. But now TikTok really favors people that are posting every single day, if not more. So that's made it super, super difficult. And then if you look at, what they want is someone to binge watch your content. So if you go to a chef's page, most of these chefs have a similar format of every single video, right? Or if you guys have heard of Peter's Pasta, he just dumps egg yolks into a bowl of flour. That's something simple, and he just uses trending sounds or whatever in that same format. So trying to find a consistent model has been very, very, very difficult for me. But, once we crack that, that's kind of like the secret of TikTok and where you really explode.
Okay, great. Yes, and you both, I think, touched a little bit on this posting within a niche within the brand. And Coral also had something similar to say about that. Let's hear that one.
I would say the best way is kind of finding your niche rather than, if a brand's like, I want to do every single trend, but it has nothing to do with either their brand or their product. That's how they can fall if you're kind of more in specific to your niche, but also incorporating that with the trend.
Yeah, so she kind of, I think she says somewhat the same thing as you just mentioned. So in this way, TikTok is kind of like different. In a lot of ways, but this is one of them, right? Different from other platforms. So what is it that they do, or why is this so special compared to like Facebook ads or Instagram or something like that? Are you all using all these different platforms or just TikTok?
We're using everything. I'd say the strongest thing for us has also been phone numbers. So I would just describe TikTok as like top of funnel, just like wide awareness. And every time we create a TikTok, we're thinking, okay, if a person that knows nothing about our brand comes across us on the For You page, will they watch it? That's kind of the angle that we take for most of the brand. And then we try to drive them somewhere that's a little more sticky, that they will we'll be able to engage with them further, whether that be phone number, email list, or an Instagram. something like that. But in terms of like what makes it so powerful, it's simply that, right? You can have a video and it can get posted, it could get seen by millions of people if you overnight for $0, and that's what really separates it from everything else. Nothing like that exists on the planet.
I see you nodding, Hayden. Is that your take on it too?
Yeah, so that's the nice thing about TikTok is like Jeremy says that you can explode really quickly. The part that we like that really separates it from other platforms is that it allows for a more intimate relationship with our customers and that they're able to show off our products. And we ask them to, and we say, hey, this is something we'd like to show us your shirts. We'd love to see what you got. And they're able to show their shirts off to others, and it shows what impact it had on them, and then what our product is and how it can impact other people's lives as well. So kind of saying, hey, each shirt is customized just for you. Let's see what you got. And then they tag us, they use our hashtag, and that's a lot of what our marketing is focused on too, is taking advantage of customers really advocating for us.
I think something also that's very different is like Instagram had become this place where everybody was showing a highlighted version of yourself, whereas TikTok has become this very like raw, almost candid feeling. Like a lot of it shot on their phone, bad audio, whatever it is. But for some reason, people like that. And there's a lot of brands out there that'll do like very monotonous tasks that you might think, oh, this isn't gonna attract any customers, like packing a box per se. I've seen brands that make millions of dollars and millions of views just packing orders for their customers in an ASMR style. Like what a strange concept, right? And so I think that it's just like you just never know what's going to work on the app, and just the ability where you could do it really DIY style is what makes it very, very attractive.
Great, thank you. So how often do you guys post? What do you post? Like you said, Jeremy, is it now become like multiple times a day, or at least once a day, or how does it work for you?
For us, I wish I could get to a video day, but I'm still trying to find that consistency model that allows me to post en masse. So on the Nectar page, it's whenever I can spend time to pull a bunch of ideas and shoot them. So that's up in the air. But we also have a drinking show that we've launched. It's at undertheinfluence.show, plugging it here. And that's more of a drinking show podcast format. And so in an hour interview, we can cut 20 moments, and that allows us to post. We post at a minimum twice per day.
How about you guys?
Yeah, so I think the overall goal that you try to get to for TikTok that I've noticed on my personal social media and some content creator friends I'm friends with, the ultimate goal I think is to get to one post a day. And that's all about finding your niche, but also that niche is like having a series that you can kind of recreate like the same format of videos. So like right now we post anywhere consistently from 3 to 6 posts a day. But once we find what works and what doesn't work, we usually like to tone that down to like 2, maybe 3 posts a day.
Okay, wow, that is a lot. And yeah, I mean, it can be hard to get all that done, and like you're on other platforms as well and has to make content for that and be on top of everything. Let's hear what Coral had to say about modifying content.
The main concern is like knowing what platform you're posting on and what works on each platform. A lot of people think, oh, I post one TikTok, I can put in all the other platforms, and that's not the case. In some cases, yes, depending on the content, but like again, I'll go with like TikTok and LinkedIn. You're doing a funny TikTok video on TikTok, it won't work the same on LinkedIn. Yes, LinkedIn is prioritizing videos, but you would have to change that kind of video idea to kind of, I guess, more suit better LinkedIn, which is a more business professional site.
I think you guys are probably familiar with that. I mean, most people probably use a lot of these platforms and post different things on their LinkedIn as a more business profile. But we are on these different platforms, and TikTok is fairly, I mean, not new, but newer. What kind of limitations do you see on TikTok compared to other places?
One limitation I see is, I kind of mentioned it before, where it's like, it's really easy, or easier, I guess, in a sense, to blow up or have a viral video. But on Instagram, when you're looking for your feed, you mostly see feed from people who you're following. When you go on TikTok, no one really goes on that following section. It's usually the For You page. So I guess the limitation, it's harder to try to gain a more engaged and stronger customer fan base rather than it is on Instagram or any other social media platform. So it's really trying to maintain that strong fan base and grow it stronger.
I'd say another big limitation is their community guidelines. You know, as an alcohol brand, we have really, really strict, basically, I don't know. Yeah, we have strict guidelines of what we can follow. And even then, when we're following every single guideline, TikTok is still taking down our videos. We've lost our entire account. And I even know friends that have businesses or pages that are really G-rated, and they also face the same struggles. And there doesn't really seem to be anybody in the building that can give any kind of consistent answer or help. So I'd say that's super, super frustrating and a huge limitation.
Yeah, must be. And now that a lot of these things are determined by this algorithm and how it works, and maybe we don't even really fully understand or know how that works and what they're pushing and not pushing at certain times. Does this concern you? Is it something that you can, is there any way to prepare yourself for that, or to the, like, you don't know what's gonna happen, but you know, what do you think about that?
Personally, for us, we really do recommend that people go follow our other platforms. We've got a Twitter, we've got the Instagram. The Instagram, we do have a strong fan base, and we're really proud of that because, as Jeremy spoke of, the inconsistency, we just can't trust TikTok a whole lot. We've had posts that have been taken down. There's the inconsistent views, so we try to drive people over to our Instagram. We try to get them following our Twitter, and with every order we send out, we link our other social medias just on behalf of that inconsistency. And we're hoping that as we continue to grow, we're able to take advantage of other social media platforms, just because you never know what the future holds with TikTok.
It really cross-platform. Just because it works, it shouldn't be a main source to rely on, because TikTok also likes to go on these mass banning sprees where I've been a victim of it on my personal account. And then, yeah, same with the community guidelines, and it's kind of hard to follow them, especially when you don't know exactly what you're doing wrong in the video. So really cross-platforming is probably the best thing you can do once you start getting some momentum going.
Will they put your video back on if you complain or ask, like, what was the issue, or is it just taken off for good?
You don't really get a say.
Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes they do, but there's no rhyme or reason as to when
Okay.
they will let you back on, or when they'll like keep it post banned, or
No actual communication, no matter how often you try to reach out to the emails or anything, no communication.
Okay.
For myself, I feel, you know, cross-platform is important, and that's something that we pay attention to. But for us, it's even another layer above that is, how do you drive it into something that we can control and that no social media platform can take away from us? That's, for us, that's phone numbers. It's one of the most powerful avenues that we've ever used before or seen, and the return is absolutely insane. And I'm talking to every single person that texts in, so I'm building one-on-one relationships with people. So for whatever reason, if Instagram dies off tomorrow, Twitter, TikTok dies, we still have, you know, tons of people that we've collected there and that we just can point to wherever the next platform is. And then the fourth layer, and what we're definitely paying attention to, is obviously Web3 and NFTs, because that to me is going to be, there's going to be a social media platform that taps into that. And imagine in a world where you build this fan base and you don't have to regrow your followers on said new social media platform. It just ports over. You can move it wherever it is. Your customers, your fans should be yours for the end of time. Like, you shouldn't ever put your hands in the future of some big brand corporation that has a million other intentions other than your success. So that's our belief.
That's very cool. And like you said, like, phone number, something that seems a little almost like old school. And you really don't come across a company that started off basing it as like, oh, you can reach me on this number and order. That's kind of what you did?
Well, so ours is like, we can't really sell D2C, and that's like that's a whole nother, that's a long reason why. I briefly mentioned it. It's because the way the laws are set up in the United States. But with phone number, we were able to just directly text people. Like, if they found us from one TikTok video, right? And they never saw another video. I could text them and be like, hey, we're now in this store by your house. Go get it. And, that worked really well for us.
So, what advice do you have for other small businesses or people that want to start a small business using TikTok?
I would say our strongest asset was the relationship that we were able to build with our customers by them advocating for us. And that comes on behalf of us having a unique product. Each one is customized to the customer's preferences. So they were more than happy to show it off because it showed off a little bit of them and their personality. But get to the point where we're able to have that relationship with them where they advocate for you. And then when you interact with them, you've got a great relationship. That's a returning customer. And yeah, just make sure that the number one thing you're driving in there is the relationship just as much as a quality product.
And building off of that, I think another really strong suit to really focus on is focus on making content, not ads. Don't make it seem like you're begging for sales. Focus on the content, make it entertaining, get the watch time, get the people engaged, and then that's what's going to turn them into a fan, and then hopefully later into a customer.
I agree with everything they said. If there's two books, anybody out there, number one, your idea has to be good. I highly recommend the book 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing by Jack Trouse, Reyes. If your idea checks off a majority of the first 10, 15 rules, you're onto something there. The second book I'd read, which is exactly what they were just talking about, of really building a community, is Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. And that's really, your customer it's not about you. Your product and your business is really about the customer and solving a problem for them, and telling that story or making them feel like they're the main character within that story is what's going to generate all the amazing content ideas that you could then apply into TikTok. And then the last thing I'd say is, there's probably such a difficult place of where to start, right? It's like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, like all those. TikTok is the wild, wild west right now. Put all your attention into TikTok, drive them somewhere else so that you don't lose those followers, and you'll be good.
Cool. So very briefly here at the end, where would you guys have been without this viral video? What do you think? Mason?
Going to college and working at Subway.
Oh, wow. Okay. What about you, Jeremy?
Homeless. In prison. No, I'm just kidding.
But
I have no idea. I was in the
Yeah.
music industry and burnt out, so I have no
Okay.
idea.
So somewhere completely else, maybe. Hayden,
Yeah.
do you would you also have been in school or?
I was studying for my LSAT, so I was going to go to law school. I don't know. I'm still getting my MBA here soon, so TikTok was just going to be the side hustle that I did during school, but that became the only thing I did outside school. So I don't know. At this point, I probably would have been still studying for my LSAT to go to law school next year.
Wow. Okay. Well, it's kind of amazing how it took a turn and how your business became a reality. Thank you so much for sharing your story and coming on here and talking to us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Thank you for watching On Point. You can follow us on social media at CSUN On Point. You can hear us on KCSN 88.5 FM on Sunday mornings at 5:30. You can watch us on LA36 and Santa Clarita Valley Television. For all of us here on On Point, I'm David Reyes.